Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is from Amhara-Tigray border. Guns were silenced when Tigray People's Liberation Front and Ethiopian government signed a peace deal in November last year, and no significant ceasefire violations were reported in the last 2 months or so. But first incident of direct confrontation between Tigray and Amhara fighters is being reported from an area which is a border area. What led to this confrontation and where fighting erupted? Is the area part of Tigray or Amhara? Secondly, viewers, a pastor has been arrested in Oromia region of Ethiopia yesterday. His arrest is linked to the arrest of Amhara-Tigray Abebe, Orthodox preacher known for his fiery speeches, who is being charged with creating conflict in Ethiopia. Thirdly, protests continue. Orthodox Church followers are protesting. We have some pictures for you from abroad. And secondly, lastly, a viewer shared a video with me of Tigrayans protesting in support of Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The viewer maintains that the video is from Tigray. Before these four news stories, one quick update for you. Today is Wednesday, and Federal High Court is going to meet in Addis Ababa. It's going to hear the case filed by Orthodox Church of Ethiopia. Last week, the court passed a provisional order stopping Oromia Orthodox faction from taking over new churches in Oromia. Since then, both sides have been waiting for final order. Today, court will meet. Will it pass a final order in support of Orthodox Church of Ethiopia or Oromia faction? That remains to be seen. We'll try to update you in coming hours about court proceedings today. Now, firstly, viewers, Tigray-Amhara border ceasefire holding largely between Tigray forces and Ethiopian federal forces, regional forces, Eritrean military. We have not seen large-scale violations of ceasefire, especially in December, in January as well. Now, fighting is being reported between fighters from Tigray and Amhara regions reportedly. It happened on Amhara-Tigray border in Abebe Warada. Abebe, part of Amhara, not Abebe part of Tigray. Abebe, which is part of Amhara. There reportedly heavy fighting erupted between the two sides. Unknown number of fighters have been killed. Both sides are silent. They haven't shared anything about what happened there in Abebe. And we know that Tigray forces are in Abebe. They are in Amhara region. Like Amhara forces are in southern Tigray, Raya, and western Tigray, Volkayth. Though Tigray forces retreated from most parts of Amhara region last year, especially from Wollo and then from Raya, southern Tigray, they withdrew from most parts, but they remained positioned in Abebe, which is strategic when it comes to defending Mekelle. Abebe's role is crucial. So they did not withdraw from parts of Abebe, which is part of the Amhara region. And that is why we keep on hearing that ethnic Amharas are suffering in the areas where Tigray forces are in Abergale, Warada, that people are being displaced, that aid organizations have no access to these people in the areas which are under the control of Tigray forces. In this area where there is deployment of Tigray force, there was eruption of fighting. Now, it's difficult to say what led to start of this conflict because two sides are silent. And we mustn't forget about the presence of Argo Liberation Front, a group which was mainly backed by Tigray forces. Tigray forces backed them, trained them, armed them, and they have been struggling. They want a separate Argo state, split with Amhara regional state. And they announced a separate regional state with Lalibela as its capital more than a year ago when Tigray forces were in North Wallo, South Wallo. Argo Liberation Front is basically backed by Tigray. And though Pretoria Agreement clearly states that Tigray government will not back any group armed anywhere in Ethiopia, but people still point fingers towards Tigray government that it is backing Argo Liberation Front fighters. Was this confrontation between Argo Liberation Front fighters and Amhara forces, or between Tigray forces and Amhara forces? Most sources say the confrontation was between Tigray fighters and Amhara fighters. Yes, there could be involvement of Argo Liberation Front fighters because they are based in Tigray and obviously in some parts of Amhara too. But they are based in Tigray. The two sides silent, but I think situation is tense on this front in Abergale. And it is linked to what is happening in Raya and Volkayt. Since Amhara forces are in the two zones which were part of Tigray before the start of this war, that is why Tigray forces are in Abergale. So far we have not seen any considerable progress towards solution of thorny issues like Raya and Volkayt. That is why tensions remain, tensions persisting between Tigray and Amhara regions. And if the issues remain unresolved, these tensions could turn into escalation, armed escalation too. Fighting stopped reportedly around 24 hours ago. There is relative calm in the area, but since no engagement between the two sides, that is why there could be assumption of armed escalation on this front. Secondly, viewers, another pastor has been arrested by government forces in Ethiopia. His name is Pastor Aelaf Abebe Yaregal. He worked as a journalist as well in the past, basically a pastor, and he was arrested yesterday in Ambo, Showa, West Showa, I think. And it is being alleged that he was in touch with Amhara-Tigray Asefa. Amhara-Tigray Asefa was arrested around 2 days ago, known for his fiery speeches and known for pulling large crowds at his speeches. Amhara-Tigray Asefa is now facing charges from government, from police. Police has filed charges of terrorism against Amhara-Tigray Asefa, that he tried to fuel conflicts in Ethiopia. And those who have been in contact with Amhara-Tigray Asefa, they are being arrested. And this this pastor is being accused of being in touch with Amhara-Tigray Asefa. That is why he has been arrested. So this campaign of arrests is intensifying. Yesterday, Teddy Asfau, a journalist, was arrested. On day before yesterday, Pastor Biniam Shitai arrested. who is a supporter of Ethiopia. And the same day, Amhara-Tigray as if arrested. Almost on a daily basis, we are seeing arrests. Arrests of those people mostly who are supportive, who back the position of Ethiopian Orthodox Church, but sometimes they cross lines. And they, in their speeches, in their writings, in their talks, say things which are which could lead to tensions. That is why they are being arrested. But Amhara-Tigray has long been accused of crossing limits. But he was not arrested. Public reaction was feared, but he is in custody and no public reaction. We have not seen any large-scale demonstrations for his release so far. Thirdly, viewers, meanwhile, protests by Orthodox Church followers continue. In Ethiopia, they are silent. They are waiting maybe for the conclusion of African Union Summit. Abun Abraham, Abun Petros, in their interviews, are implicitly warning the government. They'll announce a strategy, a decision in coming days. But abroad, they are protesting. Yesterday, some demonstrations were held in Australia, New Zealand, and Belgium. We have seen pictures from there, the protests in support of Orthodox of Ethiopia. And before that, we have seen demonstrations in London, a large rally there, in Washington, in Lebanon, Beirut, in Dubai as well. And the other side, Oromia, so-called Synod, is going to hold a protest rally on Friday in front of US State Department in Washington. So let's see what happens, how many attend the Friday's protest by, this is the first protest by this faction. So interesting to see how many will be there on Friday. Meanwhile, a video is being shared, viewers, by some people. A viewer sent it to me. He said, Sajid, this video is from Tigray. And those who are protesting in this video are Tigrayans, who are chanting slogans in support of Orthodox of Ethiopia. We have not seen any statement from Tigray clergy in support of Orthodox Church of Ethiopia in the ongoing confrontation between the church and the separator faction in Oromia. Tigray is silent. Tigray Orthodox Church elders silent. This video is being shared, which is, it is being claimed that the video shows Tigrayan protesting in Tigray in support of Orthodox Church. Well, I don't know if the video is from Tigray or not. It's not clear. I tried to confirm, I could not. Only confirmation is that Tigrayans can be heard chanting slogans in support of Orthodox Church of Ethiopia. The video could be from Addis Ababa, it could be from outside Ethiopia, it's not clear. But their slogans are in Tigrayan language, I think. Watch the video. Thank you for watching.